You're born a daughter. Not T-H-E daughter. Just a daughter. And in your father's eyes, that distinction will define every moment of pain for the rest of your life. Your first memory is in warmth or safety. It's your sister's hand in your father's, her green skin glowing under alien suns, while you stand 3 steps behind, already learning your place. It's the way he smiles at her and nods at you. It's the difference between love and acknowledgement. By the time you're old enough to hold a blade, you already understand one thing. In this family, second place isn't just losing. It's a sin that requires punishment. Aga 6. The first time you lose, your father sets up a training course. Obstacles, weapons, speed, trials. He says it's to make you strong. You and Gamora line up at the start. Your heart is pounding because you want this. You want to make him proud. You want him to look at you the way he looks at her. The signal sounds. You run faster than you've ever run. You dodge, you strike, you push through the pain in your lungs. You can hear Gamora beside you, but you don't look. You can't look. You cross the finish line gasping, triumphant. 3 seconds after, Gamora. Your father doesn't acknowledge your time, doesn't mention that you pushed yourself to your absolute limit, doesn't see the blood on your knees or the pride in your eyes. He looks at Gamora and says, "Well done, my favorite daughter." Then he looks at you. Again. You run it again. And again. And again. Each time, you get closer. Each time, Gamora stays just out of reach. That night you lie in your quarters, muscles screaming, and you make a promise to yourself. Tomorrow, you'll win. Tomorrow, he'll be proud. You spend the next 20 years chasing that tomorrow. Aga 8. The replacement you start to notice, the cybernetics on the other soldiers. The ones who failed Thanos too many times. Metal limbs. Mechanical eyes. Enhancements they never asked for. You ask your sister about it. Don't lose, she says quietly. Just don't lose. But you do lose. Again, and again, and again. Not because you're weak, but because Gamora is just slightly better, slightly faster, slightly more precise, and slightly is enough. The first time they take you to the medical bay, you think you're getting healed from training. The droids don't explain. They just strap you down. Your father enters. You look up at him with hope still flickering in your chest. "Please," you whisper. "I'll train harder. I'll be better." He doesn't look at you. He looks at the surgeon droids. "Begin with the left eye." "Eins." You scream. You beg. You promise you'll win next time. But the drill is already descending. When you wake up, half your vision is mechanical. Sharp, dot, precise. Cold. Your father's voice echoes in the sterile room. Now you'll see your failures more clearly. Age 10. The sister who doesn't save you, you and Gamora are closer than anyone else in the galaxy. You have to be. You're all each other has. But she's also your curse. Every time she wins, you pay the price. Every time she excels, you're dragged back to that table. More pieces of you, carved away and replaced with metal and wires. You start to resent her. Not because she's cruel, but because she's perfect. And her perfection is your torture. One night, after another modification, you find her in the training room. She's practicing. Always practicing. "Why do you keep trying so hard?" you ask, your voice raw. She stops. Looks at you with something that might be guilt. "Because if I don't, he'll kill me. But when you win, he hurts me." She doesn't have an answer for that. She goes back to training. And you realize something that breaks you more than any surgery. She will never lose on purpose to save you. Because saving you means destroying herself. So you're on your own. Aga 12. The punishment for being human your father gives you and Gamora a mission. Infiltrate a colony. Retrieve an artifact. Work together. For once you feel like a team. You plan the approach. You cover each other. You execute perfectly. The mission is a success. On the flight back, you let yourself hope. Maybe this time, he'll see your value. Maybe this time, you'll both be praised. You land. Thanos is waiting. Gamora, he says. Excellent work. She nods. He turns to you. You hesitated during the extraction. Wow, wanted to summon Igasudi. Your blood goes cold. I didn't. I was providing cover while you hesitated. Hesitation is weakness. Father, please, He raises a hand. The guards move forward. You look at Gamora, silently begging her to speak up, to tell him the truth, to defend you. She looks away. They take you to the table again. This time, it's your arm. As the saw's whir to life, you scream. WHTDOYOWNTFROME. His voice is calm, cold, final, perfection, or silence. AGA 15. The impossible standard. You've stopped counting how much of you is left. Your body is a patchwork of scars and machinery. Your bones ache where metal meets flesh. You don't recognize yourself in reflections anymore. But you keep training. Keep fighting. Keep trying to prove that you're worth something. You beat Gamora once. Just once. It's a sparring match. You're faster this time, sharper. You anticipate her moves. You disarm her. You win. For 5 seconds you feel pure joy. Then your father speaks. Gamora, why did you lose? She's breathing hard, sweat on her brow. She fought well. She earned. I didn't ask for excuses. I asked why you lost. Your victory is erased in an instant. Because when you win, it's not proof of your skill. It's proof of her failure. Your father dismisses you both. No praise. No acknowledgement. That night, Gamora comes to your quarters. You think she's going to congratulate you. Instead she says, "Don't do that again." Do what? When? He'll punish me if I keep losing to you. You laugh. It's bitter and sharp. He punishes me every time I win, but I'm supposed to just accept that. Nebula, get out. She leaves. And you sit alone with the truth. You can't win. Because winning means your sister suffers. And you can't lose. Because losing means you suffer. There is no escape. AGA 18. The daughter he throws away the first time. Your father sends you on a solo mission. You think it's a sign of trust. It's not. It's a test you're meant to fail. The mission is impossible. The odds are suicide. But you go anyway because maybe, just maybe, succeeding will finally prove you're worthy. You fight through armies. You bleed. You push your cybernetic body past its limits. You succeed. Barely. But you succeed. When you return, battered and broken, you expect something. Anything. He looks at you like you're a stranger. Adequate, he says. Adequate. You nearly died. You completed an impossible mission. You exceeded every expectation. And all you get is adequate. Gamora gets called daughter. Gets called favorite. Gets his hand on her shoulder and pride in his voice. You get survival. And somehow, you're supposed to be grateful. AGA 20. The rebellion you can't commit to. Gamora starts changing. Pulling away from Thanos. Questioning orders. She's planning something. You can tell. Part of you wants to help her. Part of you wants to escape this nightmare together, to finally be sisters instead of rivals. But another part of you, the part that's been carved and beaten and replaced, whispers something darker. She's the reason you suffered. If she had just been a little less perfect, maybe you wouldn't have been punished so much. Maybe you'd still be whole. When she finally betrays Thanos and runs, you're the one sent to bring her back. You chase her across the galaxy. Not because you believe in your father's cause, but because if you catch her, maybe he'll finally see you. Maybe he'll finally love you the way he loved her. You find her on a prison ship. She's with criminals, rebels, idiots. You fight her. You're faster now, angrier, more desperate. And you lose. Again. As she escapes, she looks back at you with something like pity. You don't want her pity. You want her to hurt the way you hurt. Aga 22. The breaking point, your father is dead. Killed by the very daughter he loved most. You thought his death would free you. It doesn't. Because the voice in your head still sounds like him. You're not good enough. You'll never be her. Second place is failure. You find yourself alone on a ship, staring at your reflection. Blue skin. Metal implants. Scars that tell the story of every time you weren't enough. You try to cry, but half your tear ducts are synthetic. So you just sit there numb. You were tortured for 20 years because you couldn't be your sister. And now that she's gone, now that he's gone, you realize the cruelest truth of all. You don't know who you are without the pain. Your entire identity is built on being second best. And you don't know how to be anything else. Aga 25. The forgiveness you don't deserve, you think. You end up fighting alongside the people who killed your father. It's strange. They treat you like a person, not a weapon, not a failure, just a person. Gamora is there too. The past version of her, pulled from another timeline. She doesn't remember you, doesn't remember the years of shared trauma. To her, you're just another person. And somehow, that hurts more than anything. Because you want her to remember. You want her to apologize. You want her to acknowledge what her perfection cost you. But she can't. So you fight beside her in silence. And when the battle is over, when the universe is saved, you stand on the edge of a cliff and scream into the void. All that pain, all that torture, all those years of being told you weren't good enough. And for what? The epilogue no one tells you. Nebula doesn't get a redemption arc in the way heroes do. She gets survival. She gets to exist in a world that no longer actively tortures her. But the scars remain. The cybernetics remain. The voice in her head that sounds like Thanos remains. She'll never be whole again. And somewhere in the galaxy, there are real Nebulas. Daughters who were told they weren't as good as their siblings. Girls who were punished for not being perfect. Women who carry the weight of never being enough. They weren't tortured with drills and saws, but they were tortured all the same. By comparisons. By disappointment. By love that was given conditionally and withheld cruelly. And the world keeps spinning. Because emotional abuse doesn't need cybernetics to leave scars. It just needs a voice that says, you're second best. And that voice never really goes away.